Alright, and we are back. The packaging was a little worse for wear, so I decided to play with it myself a little bit. Can't fault that. They've been all around the world. When I opened it, I knocked it over, but the first thing I noticed was this base where they keep the hands. You can pull the hands out and put different gestures in, and there's a space for all four sets for each individual piece. Do not twist. What I've noticed is, and it is kind of nice, if you can see that joint at the wrist, I imagine that's just a plastic pin in there, so if it broke, you could replace the pin if you wanted or whatnot. As long as the borders of the wrist didn't break, you'll be fine. So I really like that. And when I opened it, even after extricating it from the front panel in the package, there's still another shield. And I really liked that because I want to make a project. See, I got two sets of each gender, 2 males, 2 females, and I want to make a case for carrying these around, and also like a board to create a still life so I can create a scene. And what I've noticed is the joints start out stiff, which is good. I like stiff joints because, being able to hold a pose and whatnot. So just being careful with them. They're not delicate, as far as plastic goes. But I imagine it'd be aggravated to get them worn out, and then they won't keep a pose, and you gotta figure a way to tighten the joints back up. But as far as articulation goes, and I got big hands, so it probably looks smaller than it actually is. There's really, as far as what I think about the Figma series, there's 2 things going on here. One is to customize your character. You can actually take the face off, and I imagine this is where people drill out the eyes or put in custom eyes, or customize the head however you want to. For me, on the female, the head sits a little high. It does make it 7 heads high, for proportion's sake, but with the proportion of the body, it just seems like the head does sit a little high. And I might try to find a way to address that, because here's the deal. If you pay attention to art, anime, manga, anything, there's this whole spectrum between realism and fantasy fan service. And, with the guys, guys are normally prime body. There's no secret about that. But, fan service often revolves around the female character. And me personally, I want to find a perfect middle ground between realism and fantasy. As far as having an intellectual product like a comic or whatnot, you're not going to get around a certain amount of fan service. So as far as being, as far as being something, in that medium between fantasy and realism to draw from, that's the reason why I bought these. It'd be cool to make them their own individual anime character, but if I can set up a still life with these as a reference, that'd be cool. I know a lot of people use 3D modeling, and I am into 3D modeling, but I personally have a webcomic to launch soon, and I don't have the time to divert to brush up on my 3D skills. So, this is perfect. Aside from the face thing, I might add some adhesive, some light adhesive to keep this on. But when it comes to okay, you have your case, I keep calling it a case, your base, and the little podium stick right here. One end is small, one end is big. You stick that in there, and I'm not gonna stab this one, but you can see, like with the female, you have this back, and it seems like it's too small. That little hexagon. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera to focus. The little hexagon, it is too small. Just go ahead and shove that stem right in there. Just be gentle with it. I didn't put it in all the way, But you can see, like with the female, I tried a very extreme pose, like the flying roundhouse, swallow kick, whatever you want to call it. You know, that's a pretty good level of articulation right there. So, you know, setting up a scene, you could very easily use this as a reference and have a good idea, you know, even if you don't use the mannequin's direct proportions, how to do your foreshortening and perspective and whatnot. And then hopefully setting up 2 or 4 will also yield better results for drawing. You know, and this is also like I thought about using Play-Doh or something for monsters, or you know, little cardboard for cardboard houses, and then setting up a viewfinder and using, you know, that to say, you know, hey, like, you know, here I have something physical I'm looking at to set up this fantasy, you know, scene in my head. So I mean, you know, I like it. It's the good. Plastic's good. The joints are good. As far as the wrists go, and I think you can pull the head socket out. I haven't tried, but again, don't twist. Just pull. Yeah, I mean, really nice figurines. I'm gonna try to post something later with something I've drawn from them, and I definitely like these so far as mannequins.